Hey guys, it's Candice Noir. I figured that I would do some of my blogs for you as videos because I do want to start having some type of video presence or consistency here on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. If any of you guys read my blog, CandiceNoir.com/blog. So I'm gonna read the article kind of, and then I'll summarize it and just tell you more about it, I guess, if you consume things better through visual. Anyway, this article is called How to Be a Better Lover. So it basically starts off saying that I've been a horrible girlfriend before, likely in the most little subtle ways, but I also feel I'm the type of person who has a lot to offer and who's easy to love. So what I mean by that is, as a girlfriend, I have tended to be, and now I'm single now, I'm a single mom. When I was a girlfriend, I had a tendency to be quite rude, quite demanding, just like not a nice woman. That's love, so apparently it was something good about me, but at the same time, had a few issues. Who doesn't? So I took what I call downloads, and in this article I talk about downloads. There are certain things that you should be learning and taking from the experiences in your life, and I've had some downloads or some learning experiences from prior relationships. So part of the healing process was for me to just understand that, like, it didn't mean that I had to get back with, you know, the person that I felt bad about ruining things with. It didn't mean, and I wrote myself a note and it said, you don't have to be with the person you were with, you can be more like that person. So if I miss a person because he was so wonderful, he was so forgiving, he was so understanding, he was so dedicated, you know, he was committed, he did the things that he said that he would do, then maybe I need to be more of that person in my personal relationships. So that's one thing to consider. So the first thing that I have on the article is handle your shit. Honestly, handle your shit. It is unfair and frankly a waste of time to be in a committed relationship with a person, or honestly any type of relationship with a person where you have not handled your shit at all. So I wrote, this applies to homies, lovers, and friends. Getting your shit together and knowing yourself is helpful in all relationships. It won't be perfect or an easy journey, but try to practice these habits whenever the opportunity presents itself. So, I don't know, it's just following red flags. We all know we have gut feelings. I don't even really have to get much into red flags. Pay attention to red flags. When someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. You can inspire someone to change themselves, but you'll know when it's too much work, and you'll know when that person is not down for you. So take a hint. Also, realize your habits. Realize when you need to say you're sorry. Realize when you're being stubborn and selfish, and just try to correct that. And we'll talk more about interpersonal things towards the end of the article. But growing up, I was not necessarily a person who was touched a lot. Like, I didn't grow up in a family where we like hugged and kissed each other all the time and said I love you and blah blah blah. So if I have a partner and that's what he needs, and he needs for me to be like, oh babe, or he needs, and not saying that's a wrong thing or a weak thing, but people have love languages, people have things that they prefer, people have ways that they feel appreciated. So an important thing is for me to realize that and respect that. Or if a person doesn't like a certain thing, but it's just being aware of your partner and being aware of yourself and your habits and the habits that you grew up with, and what was a standard to you versus what's a standard to them and what's important to them. You said choose the right one. So if you guys know the great International Players Anthem, it says, you know, he said, I typed a text to a girl I used to see saying that I chose this cutie pie with whom I want to be, and I apologize if this message gets you down. Then I CC'd every girl that I CC round town. Something, but I love to see a smile of wetness all around me, true, but I'm no island, peninsula maybe. Yeah, it's just crazy. Give up all this pussy cat, no looking, and that's in my lap, no looking, right? Whatever. Anyway, he says spaceships don't come equipped with rearview mirrors. They dip as quick as they can. The atmosphere is now rip. Like, yo, that whole song, I love that whole song. My friend and I would just love to sing it together. And basically in the song, throughout the song, many times they're saying like, What else? Bun B said, choose the right one to pick the kitties up. Eeny, meeny, decision with precision I pick, or make my selection on who I choose to be with, girl. It's a rap lesson. No, but this is important. Don't put yourself with the person that you know you can't build a life with if that's what you're looking for. Like, whether it's now or down the line, try not to waste your time. And I'm guilty of several things. I'm saying this because I'm not perfect and I've been there. Like, don't be with somebody that you know you can't build a life with if you're looking to build a life with somebody. Don't be with somebody who has like a crazy habit or a deal breaker that you can't deal with and you think it's gonna change, or you just think it's okay, and it'll spiral, it'll snowball, you know? Be with the people who have similar values as you, who want some of the same things as you, not like necessarily goal wise, but you know, if you want to have kids, maybe ask the person if they want to have kids. You know, don't get into what Motor City Moxie, I really love her, says, a default relationship where you're just in a relationship with this person that you truly don't want to be with. You know, I've liked guys, but maybe they've been too flashy. They have like Gucci belts and like expensive sneakers, and that's fine. If that's your lifestyle, that's fine. I'm the type of girl who loves to buy things from thrift shops. Like, I love to look nice, but I don't like to spend a bunch of money and do all this extra stuff. So I know if this person is gonna be like combing his waves back like every day, and we're just gonna be looking at each other like and then also, like, I've been with a guy who would study, like, I did my nails myself on the low for the cheap, my friend's kid or whatever, but if I was with a guy who would like inspect my nails, and I hardly ever do my nails, but he just like looked me over. Like, I'm here to be comfortable with myself. I'm not here to, like, I want my man to find me attractive, but I'm not here to like be an insta baddie to satisfy a man who wants a woman who's going to be whatever he wants to be that's unreasonable, you know? So it's one thing to keep in mind. Do you have similar values, similar styles, or whatever? I want a partner who I find attractive, who is motivated, kind, funny, easy to be with, and who shares the same values as me. It's easier building a relationship with someone you feel compatible with from the onset. So some people say when you know, I don't know, but be aware. So this is the hardest part for me, probably. Be present. Have the hard conversations. I was dating this guy for a while, and we hardly argued, and I feel like we should have argued more, which is weird because we didn't fully express things, I feel like, when there was an issue that came up, or we didn't really say what we needed. You know, we weren't the best communicators, but we had a good relationship, but there wasn't really too open a line of communication. So I think it is very important to have the hard conversations. Like, nobody wants to sit there and say, this is a strategy for speaking. Some of you may know, like, I felt, claim your feelings so you're not putting that on another person. When I was with my child's father, I said, and it was true, like, I would say anything that I thought would make him act in the way that I wanted. I didn't act out of love, and when I did, I was like, I said, maybe if I do this, like, he would do that. It wasn't just like, let me look out for him and try to figure out what works for him, or it was selfish, but it was desperate. And we were two people who weren't meant to be together, and I was just shooting like anything I had in him to try to get a reaction out of him, or to try to get him to change, or to try to get him to stay. Like, it was nuts. But also, like, he was able to communicate what triggered him. You know, I don't like people who put me down. I can't handle this type of thing. And when I was very emotional, which I felt I had the right to be, I would go low, you know, and I feel bad about that. But you learn. These are downloads. You learn, like, okay, low blows are not acceptable no matter how you feel. If you feel some kind of way, get yourself out of the situation. And it's hard. People can, you know, sometimes people feel like they need to get revenge, or sometimes people feel like they need to get even, or need to have the last word. Like, it's really important as a mature adult to learn how to communicate as best you can. It's hard. it's hard. I don't even know if I'm there. I don't know if I'll be there in the next relationship. This shit is hard. So tell them what bothers you. Work through your emotions